watching Half Asian Tarot Queen, and I'm Elisa. Been doing these monthly giveaways. This month the giveaway is the Urban Tarot, which I really love. It's based on a traditional deck, but it's just been modernized, and with New York City being the muse. So I think with everything that's going on in the world right now, and particularly in New York City, I'm really appreciating and enjoying this deck. So I'm going to pick one card from here to start out, but so far, oh my gosh, this is good, this is good. Okay, so I'm going to take these two because there was one at the bottom and then there was one at that fell out. So we got the Sun and we got the Eon, which is kind of like the world in the traditional deck. So look at this. A whole new world. Fantabulous, whatever the words are. It's kind of what that's looking like. So this is actually really good. When I did the monthly reading at the beginning of the month, it was like a whole new reality is bubbling up with the harvest moon. And yeah, like there's been a lot of oppression and having to break through in the last couple of months, but it looks like this new reality is starting to bubble up, and that's like a really beautiful thing. If you're interested in entering the giveaway for the Urban Tarot, I've been headquartering that in the monthly reading, which is actually, it's a reading for the overall month, but I mean, that was sort of the theme. It was just like a new reality is bubbling up, you know. So there's details about the giveaway in there if you want to check that out. And I'm going to start with the Mystical Shaman Oracle, which was the giveaway, I think it was in July, but it's like my favorite deck. I love this deck. It's very powerful. And I always seem to get really messages of wisdom from this deck, and I love it. Okay, so I'm going to pull a couple from here to start the reading. If you're new to the channel, welcome to the channel. I have the videos on this channel arranged according to a storyline and not necessarily a date or a zodiac sign. The stories are pretty much all timeless, and then I have them linked in like playlists according to stories, but then also I'll link relevant readings up here. So okay, so the messages that came through, it's really a beautiful message. Like, first of all, we got the Sun. So that's two Sun cards. The Sun in this deck, it has a little bit of a different meaning, but it's talking about coming out into the sun and letting it shine down upon you, and it's just like encouraging you to like show up, you know, just step out into the sun and show up for your life. So I mean, it's just a moment to like bask in this glow, you know. So it's a little bit different, but it's also a little bit very similar too. It's interesting because we have this Sun, and then the next card we have is Pachamama, which also has this. It's like this very organic transition from this card to the next. So Pachamama talks about like being a child of the earth, and that the earth, you know, is going to like provide for unconditional love for all of its beings, and that everything that you need is going to be provided for you because you are a child of the earth, you know. And then we have the Heart of Sky. So it's just like there's this grounded, you know, provision, you know, like it's all there. But then we have the Heart of Sky, which also connects to this realm of spirit, you know, like, and it talks about being a paintbrush on this canvas of life where you're being directed through spirit or through God, you know, and you're this clear channel for this divine providence to move through you, and it's really beautiful. So it's just like this divine providence is flowing through you, and all of your needs are going to be provided for. Like, this is a time to bask in the glow of this. This is some really good reading so far. Okay, and then the last card we have is the mystical shaman. So the mystical shaman is someone who has come into alignment with all that is, and with the universe, and with God. And so everything that you need will be provided for, and you just like move through the world with this grace and ease. And it's interesting because, you know, there's been a lot of messages coming up about like healing this wound and then stepping into the state of flow and ultimate abundance, you know. And so this mystical shaman is in the state of flow and ultimate abundance, and just creates this miracle of a life all around, you know, because they've removed all the barriers in their, you know, their field. So it's just like, wow, this is some really good reading. And those cards like flowed together in this really beautiful way. Okay, so I'm going to the Muse to pick some overall energies for this reading. But this looks like a really good moment. It's like having had in the last, you know, I mean, really since the channel has started, is like having to have had to move through all these blockages and obstacles and heal all these wounds. And it's been this really difficult, arduous process, you know, but then it's just like almost like we've reached this opening now where like things are starting to open up, and like all of this has not been for naught. Like we're coming into this beautiful state of abundance, and it's pretty beautiful, awesome. So yeah, at the bottom we have the star. So this is a card of healing and all of your wishes coming true. Like there's this light shining on this beautiful star. Oh my gosh, this reading is so good so far. Okay, so then we have the Four of Inspiration, we have the Page of Emotions, and we have the Ace of Voices. So it's interesting. So in the traditional deck, the Four of Wands is like a card of like marriage, family, stability. It's like this solid foundation that you can build upon, you know. And it took me a while to notice this. Like I don't know why I didn't notice it at first, but there's no, it's all women on this deck. It's all female archetypes, you know. And so this, it's a slightly different meaning because it's more of like your tribe of sisters, you know. You're all manifesting this beautiful thing together, you know, and you each bring to the table like a different element, you know. So the message that's coming through for me right now with this card is like you found your tribe and you're in it, you know. And then we have the Page of Emotions. So it's just like all this love just emanating from your soul, like just freely, you know. But this is also can mean like a message of love coming to you. It's like there's all these little fishes, you know, swimming in the water of like emotion, like it's beautiful. And then we have the Ace of Voices, which is like this brand new start in like truth and clarity, which is really, really beautiful. Okay, so I'm going to go to the Golden Art, oh my gosh, Golden Art Nouveau, which was the giveaway from last month. And at the bottom, we have the Tower. So that's like a huge breakdown of like, you know, how things were, or how you expected them to be, or, you know, definitely a big turning point. So yeah, I'm going to pull some more cards. Oops, there's a bunch that just plopped out. Okay, interesting, because this is a message that kind of came through yesterday. Hilarious. Oh my gosh. Okay. All right. So, at the bottom, we have the Five of Pentacles, which, you know, this is a card of lack or a feeling of unworthiness. And this has been coming through a lot in the readings. There's a whole thread called self-love about having to heal this energy to, like, not be resonating in this place of lack and, like, attracting this sort of toxic situation to yourself. So that's at the bottom. So that might be, that healing event is kind of maybe what's fueling a lot of this transformation that's happening. So we have the Four of Cups, which this was prominent in yesterday's reading, or the last reading that I did, as part of the energy that was needing to be healed in order to step into this flow state, you know. And so it's interesting because this message is coming through again, because we have the Wheel of Fortune after that, and we have the Hanged Man. So it's just sort of like this energy is shifting, and this is an energy of someone taking a step back and healing. But you're going to have to give something up in order to like heal. And so it looks like this is what we're giving up. You know, we're giving up that sort of hoarding sensation, you know. And then underneath we have the Four of Wands, which was what I was just talking about, you know, and it fell on top of this other Four of Wands, you know. And so we've got like 3 4s here, you know. So it's just like we're building this new stability by letting go of this withholding, you know, energy. And then we have the Three of Swords, which is a card of heartbreak. So it's just like it fell on top of this wheel. So we're changing, you know. It's going from heartbreak to this sort of bliss, you know, like, which is a big shift, you know. But in order to do that, you're going to have to like stand your ground, you know, and you're going to have to be powerful and defend, you know, the truth. I mean, that's what it looks like. So it's really, it's like a beautiful reading, but it looks like you had to move through some tough energy to like defend this new era. Okay, all right, so we've got the Three of Emotions. So this is a card of reunion, another card of finding your tribe, of sort of reconciliation, it can be. And we got the Two of Voices, we got the Chariot, and we got the Page of Materials. So this is interesting because this is a card of blockage. It's a card of inner conflict. It's a card of just like, you know, being blocked, you know. But it's interesting because the next card we have is the Chariot, and the artwork in this card is really interesting because it's just like this person is just like, you know, they're not blocked. It's like this energy is like flowing out of this person powerfully, you know. So it's just like this blockage is being removed. We're stepping into this flow, and then we have the Page of Materials, which this speaks to like actual tangible progress that you can actually see and feel in the physical world. So it's just like, you know, this blockage is being lifted. Things are starting to move forward, and you can actually see progress happening, you know. But it's not going to be easy. It looks like there's going to be some tough stuff that's going to have to be moved through to get to that point. So I'm going to go to the Starseed Oracle to pick one final card for this reading, which it's a really beautiful reading, but you know, gotta stand strong and like don't lose the faith, because you're gonna have to move through some tough stuff to get there. Oh my gosh. Okay, so we got karmic relationships, Orion energy, polarity, soul growth, and conflict. So yeah, like I said, we're gonna have to learn these powerful lessons, you know, healing this lack, move through this energy. And it's going to require some big picture thinking. You got to be a visionary. You know, you've got to see past this conflict to what you're trying to manifest. You have the power to do it. Don't get bogged down in the conflict. Like, keep looking forward, because this outcome is beautiful. Okay. So, good luck. We'll check back soon with more messages.